Hi Ryan and Kim, Michael Christensen here. Thanks for watching my video. Wanted to share with you some things that I think you will find very interesting. So, 25 years ago I became a financial advisor, worked for many companies for many years. I've been an independent advisor for 10 years now. But regardless, in those 25 years of finance and investing, one of the things that has weighed on me most is the fact that 80% of this country is completely broke and will probably and likely never retire. And to make things worse, 80% of this country is sick, whether it's diabetes, cancer, mental wellness issues, that kind of thing. So this country is kind of a mess, and it's not just our country, it's around the world. And last year when my father died, after a 14-year battle with cancer, some of that wasn't so much a battle as it was keeping an eye on him, but it was a 14-year challenge nonetheless. And I would say one of the gifts that he left me is 14 years of my own research that I have gathered and the knowledge that it has given me on how the human body handles diseases, fights diseases, and some of the best ways to promote longevity, mental wellness, and just cellular metabolism and so on. So I owe my father a very big thank you. And after he passed, I decided to share my knowledge of both investing, finance, and wealth, wellness, longevity, and all the things that I have been accumulating for 14 to 25 years. I wanted to go out and share it with the world. So last year I created a concept, a company, whatever you want to call it, called Wealth and Wellness. I wanted to help people make and save $1 million or more and be healthy enough to enjoy it, because most people spend their entire lives trying to save only to retire and die early. And definitely the obesity thing is killing Americans and much of the world early. Our American obesity epidemic has been exported to many other countries, if you are not aware. So anyway, what I wanted to get at is I have been an entrepreneur for as long as I can remember. Back when I was in elementary school, I'd ride my bike to the local convenience store and load up on candy, which I know is not good, and I'd sell it to my classmates. That was the first time I can really think of, other than when I was a kid, I would go mow in my neighbor's yard and also wash his car for a pretty substantial amount of money. He was very generous. Fast forward to last year and this year, I have been looking for a way to help everyone I know, my clients, my friends, my family, my community, with the wealth part, obviously, but also the wellness parts. And so last year I took everything I learned over the last 14 years on the health and wellness and longevity side, and I threw it in a big toolbox, and I started doing some deep diving with my former engineering brain. Still an engineering brain, but I'm no longer an engineer. And my engineering brain likes to peel things down to the core. I like to get to the heart of the onion. And so what I did was I went to the coffee shop in September and I started doing some serious looking and discovered the greatest longevity discovery. Well, I discovered a discovery. I know that sounds silly, but I found the greatest longevity discovery of all time, and it was created by Dr. Joe McCord, who was nominated for 4 Nobel Prizes in medicine. And thankfully, it wasn't for developing a drug. It was for learning how the body works. So let me tell you a little bit about that real quick. So in 1965, Dr. Joe McCord was a recent graduate PhD who was in the lab, and he is the one who discovered free radicals. What are free radicals? Well, I'll tell you about that real quick. Free radicals are highly reactive, unstable molecules that are created by your body and also ingested, but usually they're created by your body. They come from things like seed oils and smoking, your diet, pesticides, and so on. But the other thing is that free radicals can also be caused just from your activities of daily living. So just simply burning carbohydrates, burning sugars, burning fat every day creates free radicals. And Dr. Joe McCord discovered how this stuff works. He also discovered that your body makes more antioxidants than any other source on planet Earth, pretty much. He discovered that your body makes about 11 pounds worth of antioxidants every single day. Problem is that when you turn middle age, past 30, past 40 and beyond, your antioxidant factory falls off a cliff. Your superoxide dismutase, or SOD, plummets. Your catalase does the same thing, and your glutathione falls off a cliff too. Real quick, let me tell you what those do. Superoxide dismutase is an enzyme found in almost all living organisms. It plays a crucial role in protecting cells from oxidative stress, which we'll get to in a second. A condition where harmful molecules called reactive oxygen species accumulate. So, your body creates these free radicals. Your body creates the antioxidants to counter the free radicals. But when you get older, your antioxidant factory shuts off, for the most part, and the free radicals go nuts and start destroying healthy parts of your body and creating aging, which we'll get to right now. What is the leading cause of aging, disease, cancer, heart disease, toxicity of the body, all kinds of things? But mostly, what is the leading cause of aging and disease? And that includes heart disease, leukemia, you name it. It is oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is a condition, I'll read it right here, print it right off of Google. Oxidative stress is a condition that occurs when there is an imbalance between the production of reactive oxygen species and the body's ability to neutralize them with antioxidants. These reactive species are unstable molecules that can damage your cells, proteins, and DNA. They are produced, like I said, as byproducts of normal cellular metabolism, as well as in response to external stressors such as pollution, smoking, alcohol consumption, inflammation, and certain medications. And when this oxidative stress or these free radicals go unaddressed, oxidative stress occurs, and this can lead to cell damage, tissue damage, chronic inflammation, aging, and increased risk of chronic diseases such as heart disease, cancer, and cognitive impairment. And speaking of cognitive impairment, that leads me to glutathione real quick. Low glutathione levels in your body are a key factor in cognitive impairment. That includes Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's, just to name the three biggest ones. So, we're going to come back to that in a second. Glutathione is pretty much the most important antioxidant in your body, but let's talk about and summarize those three. Superoxide dismutase neutralizes those awful free radicals, those reactive oxygen species that destroy your body. And then catalase is another antioxidant that neutralizes hydrogen peroxide in your body. I bet you didn't realize, or maybe you did, that the lack of catalase in your body and increased levels of hydrogen peroxide when you get older in your body make your hair turn gray. And if you had catalase, it would be busy neutralizing the hydrogen peroxide. But when your catalase goes away at middle age, that hydrogen peroxide goes into the scalp, into the beard, and bleaches your hair gray. So the more catalase you have, the more natural your hair color. We'll come back to that. And then, of course, the glutathione is one of the best things for your body, organs, cognitive function, that kind of thing. And when you lose your glutathione at middle age, everything really starts to go downhill fast. So, what did Dr. Joe McCord do? Well, he was presented with the 4 Nobel Prize nominations, not awarded any, unfortunately, and he received the Crescent Medal for discovering the #1 way of lowering oxidative stress in basically every human. So Dr. McCord found a way 25 years ago of reducing the oxidative stress in every single human by 40% in 30 days and up to 70% in about 90 days to 5 months. And that is the #1 most important longevity discovery of all time, which, let me grab something for you. I have it right here. Dr. Joe McCord's discovery is likely to be the most important health-promoting approach in the foreseeable future. It may become the most extraordinary breakthrough in the history of health, said Washington State University in 2015. The University of Texas called his discovery a guardian of health span and the gatekeeper of species longevity. So, why is this all important? Well, Dr. McCord found a way of reducing oxidative stress by 40% minimum to 70%, and it is the leading cause of aging and disease. So you do the math. What do you think happens when you reduce oxidative stress by that much for the rest of your life, especially if you're in your earlier years? I can only guess. I turned 50 last year. I'm hoping I'll fly right past 100, but I'm not making any promises. That's just what I'm hoping for. And so McCord was presented in about 2020 from his coworker a list of 41 botanical compounds, and his partner said which one of these would be best at stimulating superoxide dismutase, catalase, and glutathione in humans. And he, in his words, said, I crossed out about 36 of them pretty quickly, and I kept 5. He kept milk thistle, green tea, bacopa, ashwagandha, and turmeric. They tested each one of those separately, and they realized that none of them really did anything at all for humanity, the human body. They just didn't. Tests show minimal change in humans. Then they decided to put them all together, and that's where they were absolutely shocked. The combination of those 5 created an 1,800% increase in the stimulative effect of antioxidants produced by the human body, which led to a 40% reduction in oxidative stress in the human body. So they decided to bring this to the world. In 2005, he was accused of exaggerating what he was saying about longevity and oxidative stress. So ABC News brought a team of people to his office. They wanted to investigate his creation, not just his creation, but his company's creation, which is known as Protandim NRF2. And they brought the camera crew, interviewed Joe McCord at the University of Colorado. He took the investigative reporter, John Quinones, over to the lab, and they drew his blood, and Dr. Joe McCord said, here, take one of these Protandim NRF2 tablets every day for 30 days, and then we'll retest you. Well, ABC News didn't want to wait 30 days. They gave him 12 because they wanted to air part 2 2 weeks after the first. So they come back to his office in 12 days. He takes John over to the lab, draws his blood. On camera, they reveal that John Quinones' blood, his oxidative stress markers, known as T-bar markers, it's a T-bar test that they do. His oxidative stress had dropped by 45% in 12 days, and it sent the company's sales to the stratosphere. So it basically broke the company because they didn't have enough product. They were only selling $3 million a year worth of product, and the very next day after ABC News aired part 2, they sold $5 million worth in 24 hours. So the company had to restructure took a few years, but they restructured, and they invited every single family, every single individual in America who wanted to partner with this company and create a marketing team for McCord's company, which is known as LifeVantage. It used to be Lifeline Therapeutics, but when this whole thing went crazy with ABC News, they rebranded, restructured, and so today, every single person in America can be a standalone marketing arm of LifeVantage Corporation. And the thing that is most important is they have not only the most powerful longevity promoting product on the planet, but almost nobody knows about it, even though they've sold over $2 billion worth of product over the last decade to 15 or 20 years. Nobody knows about it still because there is no money in it for Big Pharma. Dr. Joe McCord's discovery only costs the individual $60 a month to lower their oxidative stress by 40%, maybe more. And Joe McCord's company went on to find a protandem NRF2, which boosts the quantity of mitochondria in your cells. It also boosts the quantity of ATP, or adenosine triphosphate, that your mitochondria produce, leading to more energy and more longevity and less disease, because mitochondrial dysfunction is one of the leading causes of disease. And then a few months later, they came out with a protandem NAD. And what NAD does is it doubles your NAD, which is a coenzyme that your mitochondria need to make ATP, or make energy. And it also doubles your sirtuin levels, which lead to better metabolism, better mitochondria health. And higher sirtuin levels are a leading cause of longevity, or a leading factor of longevity in many cultures around the world. And so those are the three things that McCord was nominated for or applauded for. And he got those 4 Nobel Prize nominations. He also received the Crescent Medal, which I'll read to you right here. Joe McCord, a co-developer of protandem NRF2, was the chief science officer of LifeVantage until 2012. He received 4 nominations for the Nobel Prize and received the Elliott Crescent Medal from the Benjamin Franklin Institute, actually known as Franklin Institute. He was the last person ever to receive the Crescent Medal, and it was in 1997. Other people on the list who received the medal before were Henry Ford, Alexander Graham Bell, Marie Curie, Nikola Tesla, and many more. So I took it upon myself to build a company with LifeVantage that has grown very quickly across the country, and I'm looking for other people who want to do the same. I would love to be your business partner, teach you everything I know, and help you build a family business with generational wealth that can help you break free of just the day-to-day grind of never having enough for retirement. And if you have enough for retirement, great, but many people don't. And in fact, some of my people who have plenty of money for retirement are very interested in longevity, and so they've gotten on board and started LifeVantage businesses of their own. And that is why the company's sales and revenues have doubled over the last 12 months, because longevity is becoming very popular for obvious reasons. People want to live as long as possible. And as I wrap it up, I'll say that 3 years ago, they created the #1 collagen product in the world that actually reactivates your DNA to make your own collagen. No other collagen product does that. Many people take collagen. This company discovered that ruby quinoa extract, the grain, reactivates your DNA to produce your own collagen like you were a kid. And then last year in 2024, they came out with a natural, healthy competitor to Ozempic, one of the most crazy creations of all time. It destroys your muscle and fat and makes you feel like you're losing weight. And meanwhile, you're losing muscle, and that includes your heart. Your heart is a muscle. And there's a lot of other things that Ozempic does, like, well, I'm not even going to get into it, just a lot of side effects. But LifeVantage came out with a GLP-1 activator that stimulates your own GLP-1 in the intestines by 140%. And many people around the world are having significant success with that. And I'll leave it at that for today. So, in summary, Joe McCord found a way of reducing the #1 cause of aging and disease by 40%. And his company is looking for people who want to be partners in this effort and help spread the word and grow the company around the world. It's already grown to 20 countries, and we're looking at making this company a household name. And if you want to join me on this business effort and have a passion for health and wellness and longevity, I've never seen a company in my 14 years of research that has more promise and already so much history and success than LifeVantage. And I know, well, a lot of it is due to Dr. Joe McCord, who you'll learn about more in the future. All right, thanks for watching. Reach out to me if you want to chat, and my contact information is in this video in the comments. All right, thanks. Bye-bye.